Hi there, DerpyMoose99 here with Banished. This time I've installed megamod 9. I've also managed to scrape together some money to upgrade my computer, so the processor has gone to a 5800X 3D, which I'm pretty excited to try, and NVIDIA 3070, which is an upgrade over the old 1070 I had for years and years. So what I want to do here is I like the Jack and Jill start, so I'm going to start with the Jack and Jill, but I'm going to try and grow this town or colony, if you will, to as big as it can. So I want to test the new hardware by turning the game into a slideshow. So the old processor and video card could get up around 2000, and I think it's got pretty slow. So I want to see how the new hardware does, and I also like the challenge of continual growth. So make sure there's houses for everybody, and no matter what, I'm going to accept nomads, even if it kills us and we have to start over. I might even try to get nomads earlier than I usually would as well too. So anyways, let's have a quick look at the map. There's a seed if anybody's interested. Now this one looks good to me because there's a nice trade river right here. A lake, there's a fairly decent shore here. It doesn't angle very much, at least not until up there. So it should be good for trading ports and stuff like that. And then up here there's a nice big flat area. I've put this on verdant plains, and as well as it's a fit mild climate, so yeah, that should help in our growth strategies. Even with the verdant plains though, there's enough hills and bumps around that you can find places to put mines and stuff like that. Like that's a good example right there. But because we're Jack and Jill, we're only starting with 2 people and we have absolutely nothing, so before we can get into strong growth strategies and 2,000 citizens and stuff like that, our first objective is to not die in the first winter or first couple of winters. That's the most critical part here. So let's get her started. We'll close this, pop up a HUD here. Get rid of that. Okay, now we need food, but in order to have food, we need to get food storage. And what I find here is there's a Celtic storage shelter here that has a capacity of 2,000 for 5 logs, which I find to be a pretty good deal. So we're going to try that guy, and we'll need a stockpile, of course. Okay, and let's get some trees going here. Put our speed on 10. Alright, so our priorities are food storage, wild food collection. We need a chopper for firewood, and we need some kind of house. Alright, let's let her rip. Okay, let's turn them both into builders. Okay, there's our storage shelter. Back to laborers. Now we want... I'm just going to cancel this in case there's any trees. Nope. Collect the wild food. Alright, now while they're doing that, there's a number of small woodcutters here, but this tiny chopper is probably the go-to one for Jack and Jill. It's only 2 logs. Makes sense, all you need is axe and a place to chop. We have 19 logs in stock, so what I want to try here too is I'm going to use the log cabin. And the reason I'm going to do this is the description says that it holds a family of 5. Now there's houses that only have capacity of 3, or I think this normal one is 4. But if you're trying to grow it and have babies here, if you use a house that only holds 3, you only have 1 child at a time. And in Jack and Jill, that'll kill you. So the log cabin's a bit of a risk because of the resources required, but because it holds 5, And because it's also fairly good on firewood use, we're going to try building that one. So let's designate a few more trees, and let's get some stone going here. Okay. Okay, we have 200 food, so that's pretty good for the short term here. I think resources are going to be a bit of an issue. Okay, we've got enough logs, it's stone that's the problem. Okay, let's try something here. Let's get rid of all the... Just go stone and prioritize that. Alright guys. Okay, we're at late summer here, so we gotta get a move on. Okay, there's the cabin going in. Okay, perfect. Okay, and let's get that chopper going. Mackenzie and Lynn. Okay. Okay, let's designate some more wild food here. Okay, we got food in the house, but no firewood yet. Okay. Don't need them on builder. Probably should designate a little bit more trees. Okay, we got firewood in the house. It's late autumn, so I think we're gonna survive. So I'm just gonna do a quick save, just in case I do anything stupid. Okay, food's not great, but there is food in the house. 22 firewood in the house. Okay, I'm happy with that. We need a few more logs. So up next, what I want to do here is I want to build a mini gather. And I'll make sure the gathering circle is outside the building, so I'll put it right there. Ah, we have a baby. Awesome. Alright, 54 firewood, and in the house we have 14. That should be enough for now. So why don't you help with the food and the lumber, or the log collection? I hope there's food in the house, a little bit. Oh, that looked like blueberries. Okay, they're gathering a bit of food up. And it's early spring. Good job. So this is still risky while we have a low number of people, but that's the first most dangerous season, is the first winter. Alright, we have 14 logs, so I'm going to make one of them a builder. And let's get a little more steady food production going here. $61 firewood in the house. Okay. I'll put a chopper back on when it hits late autumn. Okay, the gather is just about to come up. Okay, let's pop somebody in there and take the builder off. Now, I think the next move is to get rid of those yellow tool symbols. So let's go in here. There is, in workshops, a mini workshop, this little guy here. And I believe he will do what we need. So we only have access to stone, logs, and iron ore at the moment. So I think this guy will do rough tools with iron ore and logs, which is what we need at the beginning here. Firewood 0, food is 0. Not that that makes me nervous at all. Notice too in the storage shelter here, there's fodder, which is new in megamod 9. And one of the test games I practice on, this stuff, there's a lot of it, and it will fill up your storage depots, so we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, let's put a builder in here. Hopefully that gatherer, let's see what the production's like. Oh yeah, they're bringing in stuff. 132 fodder. It's not what we need. We don't need grass. Okay, logs and stone are good. That's one thing. We have absolutely 0 iron ore though. Okay, there goes our mini workshop. Yeah, rough tools, which is log and iron ore, iron, which is log and iron, and hide coats with leather. Okay. Let's make the tool limit 100, even though we won't get there, but let's just not put restrictions on ourselves. So there's no point running that until we get some iron ore. So there's a little patch down here. Why don't we put a teeny stockpile? And then designate little stone there, but that's okay. Okay, let's prioritize some of this ore. Now it's early autumn. Remember, we don't have any firewood. Yeah, what do we got in the house? 60 in the house. That'll do for a moment. Only one baby so far, though. That's not good. We need more children, folks. Come on now. I built you a nice log cabin. Can't be that much to do at night. Okay, it says we have 6, so we 6 iron ore there. We've got food. I think we better get chopping here. And then come back to the tools in a minute. Excuse me, food's not bad here, 169. 32 logs, 27 stone, no tools, and 18 iron ore. So that'll be enough to get us started when we can get to it. You know what? Food's 223. Why don't we take the gatherer out temporarily? Fire up the workshop. And let's see what we can do here. Once they have tools, it'll be much more efficient and everything. Hopefully better at chopping wood, better at gathering food, etc. Alright, we got some firewood coming up. There's 48 left in the house, 30 on the stockpile. Okay, there's our first two tools being made. Okay, we have 43 firewood in the house, 60 on the stockpile. It's probably enough chopping. Always nervous about food, so let's get somebody back in the gatherer's hut here. Let's set the food limit to max while we're here. It won't matter for a long time, but there you go. Alright, there's 2 tools, guys. Grab them. Okay, logs are pretty low right now, so let's... Okay, we made 10 tools, and it looks like we're out of iron ore. Okay, so let's shut that down. Firewood's good, food is getting really good. At least for 3 people it is. Get a little more iron ore here. Okay, I think we should prioritize the logs. Well, only one baby though. I'm getting a bit concerned here, guys. Come on now. We need lots and lots of babies. Oh, there we go. See? You just gotta ask. Okay, so let's have a quick look here. do a little bit of planning here. So, because this is a good shore for traders, I want to put my city center down here. Or at least the first city center. So, in that way, why don't we do a forest node here? Lay it out and get sort of going on what we want to do as a more permanent solution. So let's put a gather, the major gather side in like that. And okay, if we look here, this medium barn holds 6,000, which is pretty decent for its size and resources. And let's lay a road in here. Oops, did I do that wrong? I think I might have. Alright. Okay, something like that. That'll give us a template to build around here. Alright. We also need a stockpile. We'll prioritize that and we can move the resources over. Forester's Lodge. Something like that. And Hunter's Gather. Okay, and I'm going to put 6 log houses in. Okay, and we'll pause all that. Okay, because this is going to be our first forest node, I want to stop chopping trees in the circles here. Because we're going to be planting trees and harvesting and stuff like that. And also, I believe the wild food grows better when there's trees. So what we'll do is we'll come down here, where that road pops out, and we'll put a stockpile in, and we're going to start harvesting trees from down here, at least outside of the circle. What we will do though is still take the stone and iron ore out from the forest circle because we need that removed. That makes sure that there's more room for food to grow and trees to grow. Okay, so let's designate down here a whole bunch of trees. And let's take off. Nope, none left up here anyways. Alright, we have another child. Okay. And because as soon as they turn 10, they'll be eligible to move out. So with our growth strategy, it won't matter much for it right now, but as soon as they turn 10, I want to make sure there's a house waiting for them. And this will make sure, too, that the parents have an opportunity for more procreation. So I think firewood's decent, food is decent, logs good. So let's actually get started on this log cabin. In fact, what I might do is even build 2 and begin to disassemble our camp over here. So this little camp was just basically to get us through the first couple of years. And now we want to get more on a upscale type design concept. Or a scalable design concept, I guess. So I'm going to take the gatherer out for a few minutes here. What could go wrong? Alright, Sereni, I guess. As soon as they turn 10, we'll have another pair of hands to help us out here too. Alright, we still got 7 tools left. Those are lasting longer than I thought they would. Now we're in early winter. Oh, there's Sereni. Let's maybe get her working on chopping firewood. Alright, there's a third house. What we're going to do is we will evict everybody out of that one there. Okay, and let's prioritize the resource recovery. Okay, as soon as we recover that log cabin, we're going to put somebody back in the gatherer. Food is good at the moment, but that can change quickly. Alright, builder out, gather in. Okay, how much fire would we have? 17 there. 18 there, that's not very much. Let's build up a little bit of a supply. So right now we should be gathering logs, chopping firewood, and gathering food. Okay. Early spring, there's firewood in the houses, and we have 140 on the stockpile, so I think that's enough chopping. And logs are good and stone's good. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to build the big gatherer's hut, and then shut down the mini gatherer. Now this building set has internal roads or paths, which I don't actually know if it makes things faster, but I like to build them anyways. I think while we're here, let's put in a bitty well. 5 stone, 5 log. Now I've turned disasters off just because I've had some problems with fires causing crashes, and I've lost games that I put hours into just because they crashed, and not too happy about that. So I turned off disasters with this megamod 9, but the well can still help for happiness, and hey, it makes sense to have a well anyways. Okay, gatherer's hut's coming up. Yeah. This can hold 4 instead of 1 in the mini gather, and it's a much bigger collection circle. So let's shut down our mini gather and move. Okay, food's actually really good right now. Tools are down to 2 though. So I think... Hang on, I've lost a person here, so I don't need 2 in the gatherer's hut. Silly boy. Let's go over here to the tools and let's get some. We have 48 iron ore, so we should be able to produce a bunch here. So let's let this run. That well can be finished whenever. How are we doing for babies, guys? Oh, another baby, good. So they've had 3 kids so far, that's pretty good. One, they're not 40 yet, so hopefully another one. Having 4 would be really good for us. Okay, tools are being worked on. Let's maybe transfer this stockpile over. So what we want to do is get rid of the original camp, like I say. And the stuff that will remain in the forest node is the 6 houses and the gatherer, etc. And everything else we want to move outside, down to around our town site will be eventually. Okay, our barn, our storage shelter is at 58%. Yeah, 408 fodder, and the flowers, kinda. Okay, that means we're gonna have to get this barn going fairly soon. The barn has 6,000 capacity, so it's 3 times bigger than the shelter, storage shelter. Food's good, firewood's really good. Logs good, stone's good. Okay, 28 tools, that seems... Oh, we made 34 actually. I think that's some pretty good work for now. So we'll shut that down. Put a builder in and get this medium barn built. While I think about it, let's put a few more. Let's get all our circles up here. Let's put a few more stockpiles in outside the. Yeah, these will take a while to be built, but what they'll help is eventually when we want to get all the stone and iron out of the forest node, and it just helps to have a whole bunch of stockpiles around just so they don't have to carry it all the way back. And as we need more resources, we'll be collecting additional stone especially. Okay, there's our barn. So I think what we should do here is let's get the shelter shut down and everything transferred over to the barn. And once that's done, I think maybe that's enough for episode 1. So far, knock on wood, we've been pretty good for a Jack and Jill start. We've got, we're up to 5 people now. Still a chance for another baby there. We've got decent food production. We've got, well, it says it's showing a tool problem right now, but that's just because the tools were in the storage shelter. That'll be remedied as soon as they're carried over. Throw 3 priorities in there because it doesn't matter, but it makes me feel better. So let's talk about what we want to do next time. So next time what I want to do is get the workshop and the chopper out of the forest node. I want to get the hunter cabin and the forest lodge built, although we'll probably only use them intermittently, although I really would like to put 1 person in the forest lodge planting. And then down here, if we have enough resources, I really want to get what we need to summon nomads, so that would be some time of like community housing here, what do you call it, the boarding house, and also some kind of city hall going. And those are the two things I think. And we should also build a hospital as well too, because they'll bring disease. So let's see if we can do all that in episode 2. Hopefully, hopefully can. And maybe think about a sawmill or something as well too. Anyways, we're all transferred over, and I think that's episode 1 of Banished with megamod 9, and I am Derpy Moose 99. Thank you.